today is Monday. I actually started my peak week routine on Sunday, but I started the meal plan today. I'll tell you about that too. But first of all, yesterday was a ham and quad focus day, so I started out with my hamstring curls, and then I supersetted it with stiff leg deadlifts. I didn't use, you really can't use heavy weights at all on any of this stuff. I used 25 pounds for the hamstring curl, which is just a little bit lighter than what I've normally been doing for my 8 to 12 reps. But again, at home on my machine that I've been using, if you've been following, it's on a leverage weight system. So it's a little bit heavier at home than what it is here on the cable pulley system. The pulleys actually make it a lot easier for you than actually doing a leverage system. So again, you do 30 sets or 30 reps of the hamstring curls, and then you immediately go to stiff leg deadlifts. I used dumbbells for that. I was trying to think of what weight I used for my dumbbells. I don't remember. I'll post it on the video, the weights that I was doing, because I didn't write any of that down yesterday. But again, 30 of the leg curls, and then immediately go into 20 stiff leg deadlifts, and you're doing 4 sets total. Try not to have any pausing in between other than just getting into position and going for it. Then I went over and I did wide stance curls, or wide stance, tired. Wide stance squats, and then supersetting it again with the ham curls. So you're really hitting your hamstrings, which is, of course, if you're doing bikini, you really want your hamstrings to pop. I don't know that this is really the best as far as if you don't have them by now, you're not going to get them. So maybe this is something you can utilize a little bit sooner so that way you can see a little bit better results. Right now I'm trying to do is just really get the blood flowing into that muscle for me. Because really that's what peak week is about. It's not really about lifting heavy. You don't have the energy for one to be lifting heavy because you're at the end of your prep. This was a 12-week prep for me. So you're pretty drained because you're on a calorie deficit as it is. And then I've been doing 4 low carb days and then 1 high carb day. So I'm just, the last few weeks has been kind of draining for me, I won't lie. I've been kind of moody, a little bit of mood swings, but that's okay, it's almost over. So again, wide stance squats, you do 20 of them and then go immediately into the hamstring curls again. And you do 20 of those, 4 sets. Then you want to do leg press. The incline leg press was utilized yesterday when it was being occupied, so I couldn't use it. So I went ahead and just did the seated leg press. It doesn't give you quite the same movement. You can't get the same depth on it either. And then leg placement is a little bit off, so I was a little bit disappointed with that. But the gym is, now I remember why I stopped going to the gyms. It's just like, unless you get up at the butt crack of dawn and get to the gym, it's busy and you have to fight for machines. And I personally, I don't have time for that crap, man. I got other things going on in my life. So it's like, I just want to get in, I want to do my thing, and I want to get out. I don't want to be messed with. I have, you know what I mean? It's like, and then when you have to stand and wait for a machine, it can be quite annoying. It messes up your whole rhythm on everything. It gives your body too much time to relax, and then your supersets are totally worthless by that time. So, like I said, I went ahead and I just got me 2 dumbbells. I moved them over by the seated leg press, and so I would do my feet as high and wide as I could on it, because again, you're really wanting to focus on those hamstrings, and if you don't get your feet placement right, you're going to feel it more in your quads and into your quad sweeps, which is the outer part of your quads. And then the lunges, same thing. Depending on where you do the width of your lunge will depend on what muscle you're actually activating. So again, if you're more concerned with your hamstrings, which I am, more than my quads, I want to do a wider lunge, because by taking a longer lunge, you're going to feel it in your high hamstring tie-in area, again, which is where, if you're doing bikini, that's where you want it. If you're doing more like figure or physique, you're going to want to take a little bit shorter stance, because then it'll be more of a quad dominant exercise than a hamstring exercise. So again, I did 20 of the leg press and immediately went into 25 lunges per leg. So I would do 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, non-stop. So guys, you need to have time if you're going to do this routine because it takes forever to complete. I was absolutely whooped by the time I got done with this exercise. I didn't think I was going to be able to get up off the floor. I was like, oh God, I'm going to fall in the middle of the gym in the busiest time of the evening. How silly will I look? But I pushed through. And then immediately go over to leg extensions. Now, these I got a little bit out of order because the leg extension machine was being taken at the time, and the other one that they have is broken, and I didn't feel like waiting. So I went ahead. You should do leg extensions at this point, but again, I skipped it, and I went over and I did glute kickbacks. You have two options, at least at this gym. You can either do a cable glute kickback, which most of your gyms, if you go up to the desk, they'll have a piece of equipment that you can actually put onto your foot. It clasps it in, and then you hook it up to the cable pulley system. And then when you do your kickbacks, it's a lot easier and smoother. You have more resistance forward and backwards. And I find with this one, you can actually hit higher up on your glute than you can on the glute kickback machine that they have. Now the machine, you can probably do heavier weights on it just because, again, the placement you're doing. When you do the cable kickback, I'll have a tendency, I will lean forward. If you'll see in the video, I'll insert that move here probably for you just so you can see again. But you'll have your body leaned over just a hair. Try to keep a flat back as much as you can. And then when you do, you want to put your weight on your stabilization leg. And when you do your kickback, I try to do a straight leg as much as possible kickback, and then go pretty high. And by doing that, now don't go too high, because if you go too high, you're actually going to hit your lower back, and you don't want to hit your lower back. Otherwise, you'll end up having back issues later on that day. You'll feel it cramping. So if you start feeling it into your lower back, don't go up quite as high with your kickback. In this move, you really want to feel it in your high glutes. And again, I personally, I think in my off season, that's what I'm going to work on, because I think for a local show, I'm fine, but at national level, which I plan on doing Team Universe in July, I'm going to get my butt kicked if I don't get higher glutes up top. So this is one of those that I really need to focus on. So I'm just going to have to start coming to the gym more often so I can hit that at least twice a week. So the glute kickbacks, you do 20 and it's 4 sets. Again, you don't need heavy weights, just something light. I think I was using 15 pounds. Possibly. I'll have to look. Again, I'll put my weights on the slide. After that, then I went over and I did the leg extensions, 50 guys. So again, you're going to have to do a low weight, otherwise you'll never make it through. I think I was using 25 or 30 for mine. But by the time I would get to like 30, 35, my quads were just cramping. So again, you're doing 4 sets of 50. And in between these, instead of doing, in the beginning of the routine, you really should have worked calves, but I threw them in here just to kind of save time. So during I would do 50 leg extensions, and then I would stand up and I would do squeezing my quads just as hard as I could. I did 15 isolated squeeze holds, and then I would immediately go over. They have a stair step system inside the circuit training area, so I think I pissed off a lady when I was doing it, but such is life, right? So I would do the 15 of the quad holds, squeeze as hard as you can, and then I went over and I did the calves. And so again, if you've followed me, you know how I do my calves. I do 10 with straight feet, 10 with toes in, and then 10 with toes out, non-stopping. And so that's what I did for that. And that way it saves time again between your calves and everything else, just because this routine is like so long anyway. It'll take you a good hour and a half, 2 hours just to complete it. And again, that depends on how quickly you're able to get to your machines and stuff. After I did the glute kickbacks, I did the leg extensions, and then I don't think I videoed the leg extensions, to be honest with you, the glute kickbacks, I'm sorry. I think what I did show you was the machine. I wanted to waste some time, so I went over and I did a short clip of, I did 2 sets of 40 on the glute kickback machine, so that's the shot that you'll see. So I apologize. Next time I do this, I'll show you the glute kickback on the cable machine. I wish I had done that. Sorry guys. Anyway, and then After that, you go over and you do 35 minutes on the stair stepper and then a 1 mile run. Oh my gosh. Let me just tell you, after you just dominated your legs in this routine, I mean, absolutely killed your legs. They're so swollen, they hurt. You're gonna wanna cry, you're gonna wanna quit, but just push through it. By the time you get to the stair stepper, just raising your stupid leg was ridiculous. And then to try to get to me to run. Okay, I don't run. Casey does not run. I've said that a million times, and now I remember why. Especially after legs, the front of my shins were completely on fire, and so it was kind of ridiculous because when you're running on the treadmill, all you hear is doom, 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 because my legs were so tired I couldn't even pick them up. So I am glad day one is over.